Wondering what am I doing with a table tennis racket in my hand? Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here at the Bangalore City Institute to meet a very special person. She defines passion, dedication and commitment to the core. It's time to meet India's pride and Bengaluru legend, Saraswati.
Draped in a sari, hitting the white ball with loads of energy and skill is quite a sight to behold. Now don't be fooled by her attire, as her smash on the table is far better than most professionals. Her age might astonish you, but these scenes of a 70-year-old woman knocking the little white table tennis ball mercilessly is indeed captivating. Be it the smash, the side spin or the top spin. You name it, and Saraswati does it with her amazing agility. We were blown away with the immaculate timing and high-octane energy that this 70-year-old possessed. Who is Saraswati? What is her background? These glittering trophies and certificates hanging on the wall are good enough indication that Saraswati by no means an amateur table tennis player. For those who possess a little knowledge about the game, knows that she's one of the legends of the sport. Meet Saraswati Rao, the former India #2 and recipient of the Best Sportswoman Award way back in 1972. The wrinkles on her face are only a representation of Saraswati's age. Those who've seen her play know what skills she possesses. So much so that I was tempted to play a game of table tennis with her. We just wanted to find out how good she was, and trust us, at 70, she's extremely skillful. In the end, I got to bow down to one of the true legends of the sport.
A champion table tennis player, an avid stamp collector and a brilliant Veena player as well. 3 in 1. Ladies and gentlemen, I am fortunate enough to be sitting right next to Saraswati. Saraswati, thanks a lot for talking to News 9.
Thank you.
First question up, where does all this energy come from?
The very first time you are asking me where the energy comes from, what can I tell about my energy? My energy, it is a built-in energy from the young age of mine actually. And energy I have built up just for the playing table tennis. Every time I go for practice in the continuous stadium by cycling and all those things, I used to have a breakfast and all that. So I used to have eggs and 2 eggs every day morning I used to take and go riding cycle, and then doing physical exercise in continuous stadium, and all over running about 2-3 rounds, and then playing with S.V. Rangaswamy coach. And then from there I used to go by cycle to Central Telegraph Office Club.
After playing a game of table tennis, it was time to know the champion a little better. We were at her house as well to understand the making of one of the greatest table tennis players ever gracing the Indian shirt.
Can you shed light on your association with table tennis a little?
Association with table, because all the time I was associated with table tennis. I don't have any other time to be associated with any other things. Okay, and every little time I get, I take a racket and go to the club and play. Little time I get, I just practice. Practice. It was the main motto in my life. So without practice, I think nobody can. Practice makes man perfect. Okay, so I believed in that. And then hard work will not go in vain. Anybody in any field, they should work hard.
Saraswati has won both at the state and the national level. From conquering America to Japan, she has achievements that can envy present-day generation players.
What I would like to ask you now is, because your career was a glorious one in table tennis, so which were the competitions you participated in, both in India and overseas, and what are your achievements in table tennis? That's what we would like to know.
One of the major achievements in table tennis was beating in northern India, beating the India number 1, Indupuri, was my major tournament, which has turned my life in table tennis to a very big extent, getting a berth to represent for the Indian team actually. And then there are many other tournaments in Bangalore, beating state number 2 R. Geeta and state number 3 Mrs. Ranganathan, and winning the non-medalist, competing with the boys, winning the non-medalist singles in competing with the boys, beating Satya. I think I must have forgotten. Maybe it may be about 45 years back. So my memory may fail a little bit talking about 45 years back events. Okay, and there are so many other major tournaments which I have played in Bangalore, Paris tournament at Madras, and my winning 7 years continuous gold medal at my All India PNT table tennis tournaments in various places, Bhopal, Jaipur, Lucknow.
Saraswati's sporting career is a legendary one, something which started when she was just 21. This was at a time when girls weren't allowed to even leave the house. Playing table tennis is out of the question.
Saraswati, as we are talking about your table tennis career, can you tell the Bengaluru audience as to where your table tennis career actually started and how did it actually go on and you become one of the best table tennis players in the country?
My table tennis career and my table tennis practice started in Central Telegraph Office Recreation Club at Kaban house near General Post Office. We have got a Central Telegraph Office, and there we have got a Central Telegraph Office Club. My first thing started only in Central Telegraph Office Club. So I started playing over there throughout the day. Finish the office and come to Central Telegraph Office Club. Then change the dress over there in the ladies' room and eat food in the Central Telegraph Office, and then go to any other club.
Her table tennis skills are certainly good enough for the people around her to take notice of her talent. What made Saraswati even more special is the struggle she had to go through in her career. A damaged kneecap when she was in her teens could have ended her career. But it was Saraswati's hunger and passion and desire, to say the least, that helped her not only survive, but excel in a sport she dearly loved.
What is it about table tennis that attracted you towards the sport? And what is it that keeps you going even now when it comes to playing the sport?
The one thing is I wanted to do something to forget because I could not continue my further studies. So I wanted to go for medicine. Okay, my father was against for going, so I went for a national college. I joined for BSc, and then afterwards I could not prosecute my further studies. Then I thought, when I got a job in a postal department, and then postal people were very much encouraging this table tennis. So I thought, why I can't switch on to table tennis? So I started playing for the department. So it continued and kept on winning the tournaments, and everybody was telling me the style what Saraswati is playing simply exorbitant, and it is simply a treat to watch. So we'll just encourage her to play table tennis. Why unnecessarily put her to work and all those things? They gave me off. They asked me to work only for 2-3 hours in the morning. After 1 o'clock, 1:30, after my lunch, they used to let off me to go and practice. So when they were encouraging me so much, why not I take up table tennis in a very professional way?
Who was Saraswati's inspiration? Time to get a little personal with the legend. Now, to excel in any sport, one needs motivation. Saraswati had abundance of it. She didn't have to look beyond her family. Saraswati was really close to her father, K. Rangappa, and was a major reason behind her rise in the sport.
My parents are the best part in my life, who has nurtured me like anything. And my father never used to encourage us to take outside food. What my father is giving badam nuts, everyday badam milk, grind it and then drink badam milk. So when I got a telegram from Delhi that I have selected for Japan and America, my father said, no, I am not going to send you for America. You have to get married. Then I promised my father, you please send me to America. Whoever you see for my marriage, I will definitely marry. I don't have a choice. It is your choice. You send me to America first. Afterwards, whomever boy you show me, I will get married. That was the condition that my father sent me to Japan, America, Canada and all. The moment I came from Japan, 74, in Feb 1975, he saw a boy and he asked me, you are going to get, yes, whomever boy you show me, I will get married.
Other than her father, Saraswati is close to her sisters, Sarvamangala and Jayalakshmi. In a family with 10 siblings, Saraswati was the only one who showed love for sport at a very young age. And sister Sarvamangala and Jayalakshmi has always backed her decision.
She is a very good human being, hard worker, and she chosen table tennis in her career, and for that she sacrificed her life, and so it is one of the organ, I think. Table tennis is one of the organ for her. So not interested in any other things, household or relation or such things.
That means Saraswati means education and money, everything. She is having all the qualities. So she is very good in house also. She is nicely managing in office, everywhere. We both are very close. Wherever she used to go for CTO for match, I used to, from office I used to go her because it will be late. My father is Orthodox, no? Then he will scold like that. I used to accompany many matches I have seen.
The three sisters are like pillars to each other in the time of grief and happiness. Even at the age of 70, Saraswati does all her job on her own, be it cooking or doing household jobs. She is also an excellent player of the veena. And plays it better than anyone else. The lowest point of Saraswati's life. Given that the champion she is, Saraswati always found ways of overcoming challenges in her life. But she too had her ups and downs. After the demise of her husband, Arunachal Rao, her life came to a standstill. The association with her husband was extremely strong, so much so that she left the sport, which she dearly loved. Depression followed in, but as destiny had it, she had to reunite with the sport. Harsha, an IT professional, ensured that Saraswati wasn't able to disconnect her association with the sport.
Are there any regrets for you as a sports person?
I don't have any regrets, but I have got a very big appalls for this Karnataka Veterans Table Tennis Association. Karnataka Veterans Table Tennis Association, I do not know how I came in contact with the Karnataka Veterans Table Tennis Association. See, this Harsha, you know how he came in my life. It is a God's this thing. He came and invited me to have a chief guest. I refused. Then he came and he said, "You think that I'm your son and all." And then afterwards, he forcibly invited to Malaysian Association. You have to come. You have to come. You please come. See, I don't have a no for his word. So he said, no, if you don't have a car on Sunday, I'm coming in a Uber. I'll leave my motorbike here. I'll come in a Uber, pick you up and drop you over here. I said, don't want. I then asked Pandu to come over here. Over there, he told me, you have to play. You have to play. I said, I don't have a racket. I have not been in a practice for 5-6 years. But still you have to play, he said. He made me to play. Another Harsha, the secretary of the KVTTC, they forced me to play. I played and my 10 minutes of my play has gone to this extent. It is a miracle and it is a God's. I have not played. It is God has come on me and played. And this thing viral of 4 million people, it is a miracle. I don't have any this thing that I have done this, I have played this, it is because of me it has come. No, I don't have I for that. It is all God and other people's encouragement. I was at home. He said, you come out, you come to the arena, you come, you play and then you come. Otherwise you don't sit. And then in my crisis, these people have come in my hand.
Harsha, like many other individuals, was blown away with Saraswati's persona.
I first met Madam to call as a chief guest for our tournament, and the first impression that I had was for a person who has achieved so much. She was so down to earth and humble, and that's a quality that we see in great sports person.
It's not just table tennis, but Saraswati also has other interests. If you thought that table tennis was the only thing which kept Saraswati occupied, you are absolutely wrong. She has a collection of stamps, which is now a rarity to see in India. And she also likes to knit.
There were plenty of stamps which you have collected as well, and also there are quite a few of knittings. Knitting is something which also gets you going. Right, Matty. So can you shed light on these two hobbies of yours, the stamp collection?
Yes. When I was working in the post office in 1964, when I joined, then I saw stamps and other things, so many people they were. Then I thought, why not I start stamp collecting and all this. So I started stamp collecting from 1964. Whenever I used to go abroad, when I went to Calcutta for some nationals, and there one person was there by name Shankar. He was showing all the stamps. Then I got these Gandhian stamps of 1947 before independence era. Then he just simply gave me without taking any money. But this is now cost more than crores, more than lakhs of rupees. So that I am having. Recent times I gave away all my stamp collection, everything to General Post Office stamp collectors unit, philately, this thing. I used to go every Sunday. I used to give away all that because I was not able to look after those stamps.
Stamps and knitting keep her busy, but it's table tennis that still gets Saraswati going. Once she's done with her regular household work, Saraswati goes for table tennis practice daily in the evening at 4. After all, practice makes a sportsperson perfect. This also gives her a chance to meet her colleagues and friends as well. Now Now nostalgia takes over as Saraswati meets her besties. Possibly it's the best time of her entire day.
My association with Saraswati goes back to the year 1972 when I joined the department, and she was the reigning champion at the time. And I had the pleasure of partnering her and won the mixed doubles title for 10 years, and then we were unbeaten at the time. And she is a really classy player with an offensive player with a very good style also.
One day when I was playing, she came towards me and then she took my racket and then asked me, Jagdish, what you are playing with such an old bat? This doesn't support your game. Then I was a bit confused what to say. I was not able to afford for an extra racket. It was at that time around 3,000 rupees. Then immediately she went to her kit and she presented me this racket, sir. This racket. And in fact, I changed the rubber only to keep this as a memento for a lifetime.
In her legendary career, Saraswati has seen it all. She has seen the best and the worst. But is there something which still irks her? Is there anything left to achieve?
What were the challenges at your time which you faced, and how do you see the sports in today's 21st century?
What I'm seeing in children these days is they really are not hardworking. They are really not sweat. They don't really sweat, and if they do hard work, it's okay. And nowadays parents are very much encouraging. In our days, the parents were not encouraging for the girls to play games or any such thing. Nowadays every parent wants their children to study, want their children to learn music, want their children to learn keyboard, want their children to go for swimming, want their children to do table tennis, and they want the children to do everything. But the small children, they cannot do all the things. It is jack of all and master of nothing. Apart from the education point is very important in one's life. Apart from that, any other thing, whether it may be music or a sport or any player, it should be an excel in one thing. Then they will be all right. That is what for the even latest generation people, that is my parents must be very cautious to put their children in one thing, not in all the field. Touch me not excel in everything. My jack of all must nothing. No, one thing they can do. That is what I can talk, and nothing.
Well, there's a very important message for all the parents out there from Saraswati as to don't pressurize your kids. Just let them follow their heart. That's what the message from Saraswati is.
Table tennis is what gets Saraswati going. It's a sport which has given her identity, fame and existence. Talking of sporting icons capable of inspiring the next generation, well, Bengaluru indeed has one in Saraswati.
Well, age is just a number. You might have heard that saying over and over again. But Saraswati certainly epitomizes the above saying. She was ready to do the hard work, sacrificed a lot, but above all, never allowed anyone to come in between her dreams. With camera person Balaji, this is Abhijit Singh for News 9, Bengaluru.